Hello and welcome to Crossing the Line, a podcast about pushing the boundaries about daily opinions and seeing how far people can take a joke. I am Z.
And I am D, and today we are joined with guest H.
Hello, everyone.
And our episode for today is red flags. So I don't know about you two, but man, I have a list of all the red flags.
All right.
So I don't know if someone wants to start it off. Otherwise, I can just start listing them as we go.
Okay. Well, actually, I was
That's
gonna
up
say
to you two.
now, are we gonna base red flags off of just dating or people in general? Because I feel people in general has a much broader spectrum than going off like a dating situation or a partner situation.
I feel like you can do both, honestly. I think you can
Okay.
tailor it either way.
Okay. So we'll go
I
over
think
like
we
the
just
full
like
broad
bring one
spectrum.
up. Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
H, feel free to join in anytime.
Yep. By all means, just jump on in and just be like, hey, blah 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 blah. And yeah.
Don't worry, I'm used to Z cutting me out.
I never have. But all right, so we'll get a start here. I'll get both of obviously we'll get opinions. We'll try to go off like maybe opinion wise off everybody. A red flag I would consider with people today would be nosiness. Say like for example, you're having a conversation with someone and all of a sudden they come walking up and they go, "What's up, guys? What's up?" And it's like, oh, you just like, oh, nothing much. Like, yeah, no, tell me what you talk about. It's like, well, it didn't involve you in the first place. How do you feel about? Would you consider that a red flag in general? Nosiness or prying into people's personal feel or personal whatever the fuck it's called.
The bubble.
I mean, yeah. H, do you have an opinion on this?
It depends on the situation. You can be nosy for other reasons, like when you're trying to find something out that's important. But if it just like doesn't matter and has nothing to do with you, it's really annoying.
I can vouch for that. I can
I was
vouch
gonna
for that.
say, I would definitely have to agree with that. I'm kind of I do it at work all the time. Our manager is the worst at coming up and talking to other people and staring at you. You know, like they're not talking about you. He's terrible at it, and it like drives me nuts a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, now what did I do? I know I didn't do anything, but now what did I do? So I'll always be that person to be like, now what did he want? I was like, hopefully it's not about me.
I already know that
But I have
whenever
found
ever.
out he tends to just like stare at like other people when he talks, like even though like you're not a part of the conversation, but it drives me nuts. So I mean, I think in my opinion, it depends on the situation, kind of like H said.
Yeah, I get you.
I can definitely see how it can kind of be like if especially it's like personal stuff or like the person's like not even a part of the like even in the vicinity and I'll just start asking these questions and I'd be like, hey, like this isn't your place to know.
Right.
But
Right. No, I agree with that. That's like I was more as like saying
okay.
like I back to like you're saying like the work thing with the manager. It's like and if this guy is listening, well fuck. But I was gonna say with that, oh no, we're gonna have a repeat. I can't talk again. Someone else take the wheel. I'm gonna drive this off a cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, like you usually tend to do. Don't worry.
I just woke
I'll
up like
save
an hour
us. I'll
ago.
swerve. See, that sounds like a you problem, man.
I took a nap.
Oh, okay. So here's one of mine that I want to get your opinion. I think a red flag for, in my opinion, is like when um this will be a dating one, I guess. Is if you're dating someone and like you can't have friends of the opposite sex and stuff. So like if I were dating someone and he's like, you can't have any guy friends, I feel like I don't know, because everybody's like, well, you can't have friends that are guys. You know what I mean? Like that whole like tale of like you can't, because then stuff might happen. It's just like I do have some guy friends that are just completely friendships, never gonna go any like cross that line at all. But yeah, I wanted to get your guys' hot take on that.
I'll let H go first because I already got my response.
I would definitely say that's a red flag. Like most of my life, I've always gotten along more with guys than girls. So like if your significant other doesn't trust you and feel like that you can have friends that are the opposite sex, then you shouldn't be dating them.
That I can agree with. Yep, unfortunately, I do have a handful of friends I have had where I mean, yeah, granted, I get it. Like, I get it. Some people are trying to find that partner and they'll do whatever they can to keep that partner. But at the same time, though, too, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, if you're friends with someone and they just randomly just cut you off, like full on delete you, block you, remove you, whatever, don't give any reason why, like, that's an instant one of those, like, yeah, one, you either stop dating them, or two, if you're on the receiving end of that, like if you know someone, like I said, they started dating and they blocked you or removed you, unfortunately, to me, that's not a friend if they're willing to just cut you out like that. So, like, yeah, that could be pulled both ways. Is definitely like a red flag.
I feel like
That
you're
pissed me
hinting
off.
at something, man.
Oh, I'm just saying in general. I know there was
Yeah.
people I've known online. Like I said before, and I've said to you before, D, like there's some people I've gamed with for online for over 15 years. And like we've known each other. We never met each other, and but still we've known each other. And there was someone that I have known where after I think it was like 10, 12 years, he did get into a relationship. And for some reason, she told him he was not allowed to talk to any other guy. And it's like, okay, we don't understand why she did that to him, but it did up and like blocked everybody. And then once the relationship fell through, because I guess he found out she was cheating, even though again we don't know why he wasn't allowed to talk to guys, but she cheated on him. He comes back like nothing happened, and like no one let him back in the group.
That's a little weird.
I feel like that, yeah, and it like, I hate when people do that too, because I had that happen where like I was friends with someone and like they started dating this other person. I'm like, oh, cool, like we stopped talking, which I was fine with. Like my life got busy, but you figure like, oh, you're still friends, like we'll catch up maybe here and there, and then come to find out like a couple months later, like I got definitely like removed, and I'm like, I just don't get the whole point of that. Like if you can't trust yourself, I don't know if it's like a trust thing if they don't trust themselves or if they're just trying to like be like a show of faith of like, hey, like I am focused on you, but still it's just like, like whether you had something you didn't, like I don't know, it's just weird sometimes how people can just like up and block you and be like, okay, I'm dating someone else, so I'm not going to talk to you at all.
Yeah, that's I would take that as an insecurity on the person, like the partner's like society, like side. Maybe they had a bad experience where someone they were with was talking to someone of like the opposite sex, or well, someone that their partner would go for, because we can't now say it's 2023. We can't say that it's just men and women anymore that are partners, obviously. But
Yeah.
like I said, if their partner is whoever their partner would go for, obviously that person must have had insecure issues or had problems like that in the past. So I could understand it, but at the same time, it is wrong, because to me, I take it as very self-controlling, or being controlling of the other person, and it's
Mhm.
going to lead more harm than good in a long day. At the end of the day, man, words are hard tonight. Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like that kind of plays into another red flag of like if the person's like super controlling of like every like your daily oh my gosh, maybe I can't do worse tonight either. But your
Wow.
lifestyle and like how you live your life. Because I mean, I know if I were dating someone, like I would not want to be told like hang out with them all the time. Man, and now I'm leading into clingy too. Wow, a lot of red flags coming up, right?
We're learning what D's like tonight.
We'll just stick to the controlling one so far, of just that aspect of having to control what your significant other does on the daily basis.
Okay.
I don't know how you two feel about that, but I know that's, I don't know, to me that's like big red flag of no, avoid.
Yep, I can vouch with that one as well too. It's it's like I said, it's today's world, and that like I understand people have like issues and stuff like that, and I understand. I mean, and not to be mean or rude or disrespectful to anyone, it's like obviously we're gonna push our own opinions, just like we're gonna attempt, like obviously it's crossing the line. We're gonna push the boundaries. We're gonna push our opinions. We're gonna hear other people's opinions. Like to me today, how I see it is, there's a medication for everything. And some of that stuff I don't even feel is legitimate. It's just more of the pharmacy trying to get like that extra dollar in their pocket. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know exactly where I was going with this. It's just I'll bring it back to the topic. It's like I get people have those issues, but they shouldn't push them onto others. You know, first things first is like if we're solving any problem, acknowledge there's a problem, figure out what the problem is, figure out answers for that problem. If there's more than one, then fix that problem. That's how I feel. And then the dead silence.
Yeah. H, how do you feel on that?
Asking what you're doing, or like wanting to know what you want to do, but controlling or like saying what they can and cannot do, that's a big no-no. You're an independent person, like to do your own things. You shouldn't be in. They're not your parents. They didn't raise you. They can't tell you what to do.
I do like
Oh,
how you
gosh,
brought
yeah.
up the parents part. I do like that. Actually, I do. I agree with that. Your parents have one thing, and I don't like seeing people that go against their parents left and right. I get it. If like it's all depends. Like it's going to lead to every single option is going to lead to what, depending on the situation. You know, like if your parents telling you to go clean the tub with your toothbrush, hell no, I ain't listening. If you told me to do it with my sibling's toothbrush, absolutely.
100%.
But it's like, you know, I get it though. But it's like if they're saying, like, hey, you can't go out tonight and that type of deal, or, you know, just again with like a partner, I'll go back to the aspect of a partner. It's like, no, you can't go to the club tonight. It's like, but I've gone for every, like once a week, ever for the last like 7 years. And it's like, yeah, too bad we're dating now. You can't go. Like, no. That's a no. That's a big red flag. So I can see where you guys are getting the red flag from. I definitely see
and
it.
I like you kind of going off what you said too. Like, I get people made in the greatest relationships have like some previous trauma off of that, but at the same time, like that's just been something like I feel like that needs to be talked about and like communicated with your partner, like your next partner, and be like, hey, like if I ever come on too clingy or if I ever come on too controlling, like please let me know. Like I don't mean to. It's just like how I perceive like our relationship status at sometimes. You know what I mean? It's just those people that do it and like either don't recognize they're doing it or just do it on purpose, and it's like, oh, that's definitely not a no for me.
So that's where it can lead into like manipulation. And where people will use the like, you know, like, oh hey, it's like I thought this is what I was going. It's like I've said to you before, D, like on other topics, even at work, it's like, you know, people will say things to get people's attention. And I think you know exactly where I'm going with on this. And it's like people will do things just to get either someone's attention or reaction. And it works. Unfortunately, it works on so many levels. Is it for the good reason? No, not at all. Not at all. Bad reason? Yep. But it is what it is at the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. So since we kind of took over ours, hey, what are some red flags or a red flag that you have?
When you asked me to come onto this, I have a whole list as well. So you took my first top 3, but another one I would say is a mama's boy, or a person who has a weird relationship with their family or like their parents, that they're just like way too close. You don't want them in your relationship as well because you know they're going to be.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I know where you're leading with that. I've never had experience this, but the fact of like, oh, the parents would be like over all the time and like getting up in your business about your relationship, or even like inserting them into your relationship.
Yep.
Like especially like even if like you're going through a fight, it's to the point of, okay, it's our business, our issue to fix. Like you do not need to be in like the front seat trying to like control this whole thing. Back to control, but yeah, definitely being like when family has overstepped that boundary is definitely a red flag. I mean, I don't know how you feel, Z, on that.
I do. I actually do. I can give a perfect example. I was younger, obviously, you know, like I'm back talking in my prime days. But no, like I said, I was younger and I actually did date someone for a while, and her mom was very much involved into this whole like the relationship. Like our first date, her mom came out on the date.
Oof.
And it's like, I'm like, what the
Brutal.
fuck's going on and that stuff. And like, her mom's like, well, if you're going to date my daughter, you're dating me too. And she's like, yeah, that's how we are with my
I'd be like,
family.
no.
And I remember, I mean, I was underage, you know, I wasn't like, 18 yet. But I remember I called up my mom and I said, hey, you mind picking me up? I got a weird situation. And I faked something happened and got out of there and never talked to that person since.
Oh my gosh, you know what you should have done in that situation? Had your mom come along and sit down with you guys. Be like, see, I brought my mom too.
No.
There's a time and
that'd
a
be such-
place for that.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, depending on the definition, you mean like mama's boy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I go and help take care of my mom and my stepdad. You know, they are older. So like, I'll go and do stuff for them. But it's like, at the same time, though, too, it's like, they're not involved in my personal life. It's like they know if I'm going out to do something, they're not sitting there going like, oh, take a sweater or anything. They just know it's like, hey, if you come back alive, it's a bonus.
Yeah. I feel like in this situation, the best example I can give on this is if I feel like these type of like people like in this relationship, they're like parent is always the one who like wants to plan the whole wedding and like you have no say in it. That's the kind of like thing I get out of
Yo,
this.
your
Is
audio's
like if
cutting
you
out
ever were to
hard.
get married to this sorry.
Nope, you're good.
But I mean, if you were ever to get like married to this person, like their family would plan the whole wedding for you and you would have no say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I kind of see it. But yeah, that's definitely a red flag. I'd be like, absolutely not. I just want to deal with one person, not like four of them.
That I can understand. I could definitely see. Let's see. Do I have any more topic, or we want to hit on that topic at all for the mama's boy or parents or whatever it is being involved?
Not
No?
really.
Okay.
I think we can
Okay.
move on. We probably have a list. I'm telling you, man, we have a list of
Okay.
things we can come up with for this.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another one. I didn't create a list, but the list is in my head. Now I just gotta like think through it.
All
But I
right,
think
I got
another
one.
one.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Nope, too late. You
fine.
first.
If I think another one for me would be like if they ask you to change anything about yourself.
Well, you took one of mine.
That's
Thanks.
definitely a sorry. Should have went first, man. You should just cut me out. But yeah, that's definitely a red flag for me if they like ask in any way, shape, or form, like, hey, like, have you ever considered changing this or doing that or whatever? So I don't know if you guys want to hop on experiences or how you feel on that one.
I'll throw a little 2 cents because like that could be taken 2 different ways. Again, like we're gonna say, like I'll say again, it's always gonna lead to the what if scenario. It depends on what's going on situation. Like if someone's saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'm always broke on money, like I'm always broke, what the hell? And it's like, well, how about you just like stop like going to the casino or buying lottery tickets for a while? It's like maybe you should change your gambling addiction, like that I can understand. But if it's more of like, like, oh, I love wearing skirts, and they go, oh no, you need to wear pants. It's like, oh, well, why? Or it's the, hey, I like how your hair is, but you got to stop doing that type of deal. Something physical. If it's again, it all just depends,
Yeah.
it definitely would be an annoyance.
Like in this case scenario, like if someone were to be like, hey, if the way I'm thinking of it is like, oh, like maybe you should work out more, or
Okay.
oh, like have you ever thought of like growing your hair out or changing the color? Like that instance, that's a red flag immediately.
Okay.
It's like, I'm out. Peace. Not dealing with it.
I can see that. I can understand that. What do you have to say about that, H?
I would just say anything with like your personality. If they want you to change that, that is red flag. But I could see if they have concerns for your health or anything that is like themed.
Yeah. that.
I'll see you went quiet there. Thought we
Okay.
lost you.
No, I just like can't think of it. Just like deemed, I don't know, I don't know how to say like it not healthy like in a different way, but like something that's just
They're looking out for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually can lead off of that. There's someone I do know. She was having health issues for the longest time, and she used to blame it on like everything she ate. She blamed it on like medications, and actually it was because she weighed over 400 pounds. Not to bash anyone, you know, hey, if you live that life, that's you, fine. But you need to also understand it's like, you know, on the side of it, you made those life choices. You know, you can't expect the world to give you everything if you're not willing to get anything or give anything to it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I can understand exactly. Like, yeah, if it's to benefit your partner or benefit the other person, awesome. If it's more of a, hey, you're looking a little thick today, you know, and I want you to fit in these size 1 jeans, you know, chop chop, baby. It's like, I'm gonna shove those 1 size jeans right up your cheek.
Yeah. I think it's anything that like you have to change to benefit them and not yourself.
Okay.
That's a red flag.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kind of like how you brought up the jean scenario. If it was like anything that like they tell you, like even like your personality, if they're like, hey, can you be like, I don't even know how you'd change that kind of, can't think at the top of my head. But it just in my way of thinking, it might be a weird way of thinking. It's just like, okay, if that's what you want in a personality, or if that's like the body type or like the hair color you're looking for, then go date someone like that. Why are you dating me? That's that's like my perspective on it, and that's how like I think. If someone like were to tell me like, hey, like maybe like have you ever thought of like growing your hair out, or have you ever thought of like going to the gym more and like losing some weight, like you know what I mean, kind of in a way to make yourself look better for them. Like I'd rather make myself look better and do what I want for myself and not for someone else.
Yeah. I will say it's one thing that.
That's
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's where I get the red flag.
Okay.
Continue.
Nope, I get you. I was gonna lead into it's like, I was gonna lead to is, kind of back. I think we mentioned this in the dating episode. What was that, episode 3? Yeah, episode 3, I think it was.
Gosh, yeah.
Like the biggest thing I've ever seen, or like not seen, but like things I've always seen like issues with, is people base off of appearance, never personality. And like back even again, like back to the dating apps and all that stuff. Like I said, I downloaded like 10 dating apps, and I went through and I was just checking them all out. And I'm like, all right, one that I thought was actually really nice is one was called Magnet, where you don't even see what the person looks like. You actually talk. And I thought that was actually really cool because, like, I don't know, the other dating apps I've looked through and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, that's a 10 out of 10. No one's got a shot with that. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Nope. Yep, that's a fake. Nope. It's like, and then you would find that one person that actually looks like they're down to earth. But then it's like, obviously everyone wants a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry to break it to everyone. You're never going to get that 10 out of 10 unless you either have one of 3 things. One, and I'm going to apologize to the both of you right now on this one, unless you have your physical appearance very endowed, I want to say, very presentable, especially even for the male audience out there.
Nicest way possible.
Well, I don't want to say big boobies because that'd be really mean, but like I was saying, like if you, like even for the men, if they are very showing off that they're well endowed, and they have like a 20 pack of abs, type of deal, and musculars or muscles and that stuff. And if a woman looks like she's a perfect hourglass, it's like, okay, those two maybe would get together, but that's a shot in the dark, but that's still not a 10 out of 10 because we know one of those two is going to be a total asshole. If not both. The other option is if you have a lot of money, and then you can probably pull a 10 out of 10, but then that 10 that you're pulling is more likely as a gold digger, and that's not going to end well once they take everything from you. I think I had a third option, but I honestly don't remember what the third option is off the top of my head now, but
oh my gosh,
it's like I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff like where people base off of appearance. Like I said, again, back to what H said, if it's going to benefit them, like health wise, like if it's going to help them out, fine, I understand it. But if it's just to be more like, hey, self-center, I want you to make these changes for me. Well, no. That's a red flag.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But
Well,
and I apologize for
after-
that, by the way.
Yeah. I'll rein you back in there on your whole freaking rant and go back to actually I'll let one of you guys bring up a red flag.
I have
Yeah.
another
I'll be
one.
quiet.
Go right ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, so I would say another red flag is when someone never admits their mistakes or always thinks the other person is in the wrong.
Ooh, I could see that. I could see that. That's
Where do I begin with that one? I'm kidding.
so. I'm gonna say this real quick and not to offend anyone. So one
Oh,
thing I was
God.
taught growing up in life is the rule for, well, like the time I did know my father was happy life, happy wife, or happy wife, happy life. And that stuff. There was jokes I've seen on TikTok and memes and all this stuff of them saying it's like, if you get in an argument, you and your wife or you and your partner get in an argument or whatever it is, he's right, she's wrong. Answer is she's right. You're wrong, she's right, she's right. You're both wrong, you're wrong, you fucked up.
100% true.
That's
That's
a-
just the way of life, see. You gotta go with it.
Yeah, I understand that now.
You're either for it or against it.
Yeah, I like chaos.
But I can But yeah, I can definitely see where H is coming from. Because I mean, I've had it where if anyone knows me, I apologize for anything and everything. Like, I won't even do anything wrong. I'll be like, sorry. I know even like at work, some of my like coworkers have been like, you don't have to apologize. Like, stop saying sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
You've never
Yep.
said sorry to
But-
me.
Yeah, I'm just never not sorry.
Sorry.
But no, it definitely frustrates me when like something like they messed up and they know they messed up, but they will never like apologize for it. And you're just like, it's like almost wanting to bang your head against the wall. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I don't want to have to bring it up. Like, you should have to just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just an obligation of like, okay, maybe admit like you made a mistake. Like, we're human. Like, no one's perfect. Like, we're all gonna make mistakes. But the fact of like, if you try to deny it or cover it or hide it or just make it worse, it's just a red flag. I don't want to deal with it.
I get you. I can see you.
But I mean, I don't know how you feel on that.
No, I definitely understand what you mean. Like, it's, like there's some people that will, I kind of just completely just blanked on what the hell we were just talking about. Oh my God. Wow, I am getting old. Not old as you there, D, but shit.
Whatever.
But no, I can agree with that. I can agree. And I think what the original topic was, someone admitting they were wrong, correct? When they're not? Or admitting, no,
Yeah,
not
when
admitting
they-
they're wrong when they are.
Yeah, or admitting like they made a mistake.
Owning up to it, yeah. Yeah, I can see it definitely as a red flag. If it's a joke, I get it. That's one thing if it's a joke. But if it's like a real scenario where it's like, hey, you that 1+1 question you answered there, you somehow came up with the fucking, like, I don't know, fucking potato
Apple.
chip. Yeah, apple, potato chip, whatever it is, when it's 2, well, how'd you get that answer? Oh, I'm never wrong. I'm not wrong. It is potato chip. And then, oh, man, don't even get me started on that. I've seen a meme or a video on something like that recently, and I was really pissed.
Gosh.
And
Of
more
course you're
takes.
seeing memes about it.
Not memes. It was a video.
Oh.
I won't go into it because it's not about this topic, but actually that can lead into a red flag I have. People that
Okay.
are very opinionated, whatever the hell it's said or pronounced or whatever, but they expect you to hear their opinions, but they won't listen to yours.
Oh my God. Yep. 100%.
I was gonna say H and I can agree on that one.
You know, it's like, don't get me wrong. I get everyone has their opinions. I'm willing to listen to all the opinions. I have mine. You have yours. Please be respectful of mine if you want me to be respectful of yours. And I'll be the same with you. I'll respect you. I'll respect yours as long as you respect mine, type of deal. Or it's like, if you respect mine, I'll respect yours, whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's just a lot of, oh, what the fuck moments that happen with that. Like, not the beat around the bush on it, but there's just some time where it's, you know, I don't know how to explain it. There was, I can give a perfect example, and this is gonna sound mean, but I've seen on TikTok a lot of these people that are doing like stop oil, and they'll sit on the highway, like they'll block the highway by putting their physical being and just park their cheeks on these highways. So I will admit I've gotten to a few arguments with people on TikTok about this, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's because I can't remember, there was somewhere I've read where if you feel you are threatened on this road, or on like people protesting and sitting on the road, you are allowed to drive through. No, not at high blazing speeds, but you are allowed to proceed through if you have proof or have any chance that you feel you are going to have your life threatened in any way. I agreed with that, and I said, yeah, by all means, if people are going to act like this, like, I understand you have the right to protest, I get it, but please don't inconvenience others. You know, do the right thing, do the right steps, and, you know, how can you explain it? Like, not, like, instead of making a big show of it and ruining other people's fun and enjoyment of it, or whatever it could be. Like, there was one I saw for people that were at some dancing competition. These people threw a shit ton of yellow stuff all over, like, in front of the dancers, and all. The cameraman, 10 out of 10 for him. He took like the swinging arm camera and like full on knocked the guy out. You know, it's like, shit, hell yeah, let's go. But you know, I guess I've had a few arguments about that, and I've actually said, like, well, you know, if you realize that you're all sitting there having all these cars are more likely going to keep their cars on because it's probably hot out to keep their AC. All these emissions that you're trying to get rid of are now all condensed into one spot. Like, congratulations. You really didn't think that through.
Most people don't.
No. Like I said, don't get me wrong.
I don't know if you want to give your opinion on this. I know you and me both probably going to give the same exact opinion on this.
Yeah, by all means, go for it. Go for it.
I think you got it, D.
Oh, wow. Thanks. Making me take one. I'll take one for the team. I mean, I think personally, like, I've known some people to, like, you know, like, give their opinion, and then you try explaining yours, and then they're like, ugh, they just don't listen. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you just respected, like, you don't have to agree with a person. Like, no one's telling you have to agree with what this person is saying. But, like, my biggest thing is, like, you can at least respect them enough to, like, listen and be like, oh, okay, like, I hear you. I may not, like, I'll, like, oh, what's the word? Agree to disagree. Like, whatever happened to that? Like, I feel like now it's just disagree to disagree. Like, people just don't want to agree. Or, you don't, like I said, you don't even have to agree. Totally freaking changing my words. I can't think right now. It's just one of those things, again, like, just being respectful enough and, like, hearing the other person out, and not, because, like, I feel like once that you don't do that, and with your whole opinion thing, then, like, arguments break out, and it just becomes worse than what it needs to be. And I definitely, like, think that's a red flag, especially, like, if you were, like, dating someone, to, like, we don't have to agree on certain things, but that doesn't mean, like, you can still make it work, and, like I said, agree to disagree on, like, certain areas. If that makes sense. It made sense in my head, but I don't know if that made sense to you all.
No, I think it made sense.
No, I definitely get.
It brings me to a point on how, like, people tend to judge you right away if you don't believe in the same things they do, and, like, label you a certain word. And say that you're phobic to things when you don't agree with their viewpoint or their lifestyle. So I totally see where you're going with that, D.
Okay. I do want to throw a little something on there because, like I said, like, not to, like, say, like, ever, like, how can I explain it? Like, I agree with you, but at the same point, I'm gonna do a little bit of a defense to it. Oh, I just bit my tongue. Ouch. Leave me alone. So I'm gonna give an example. So there was some roommates that I knew, and they were of the LGBTQ community, which perfectly fine. Hey, you know what? I am for it. I just asked two things, I'll mention one thing that's going to lead both ways. As long as you don't push your sexuality onto me, I'm not going to push mine onto you. If you're going to say what is wrong with you, how come you don't do what I do, I am not going to look back at you saying, well, why the fuck are you doing what I'm doing? Two examples I'll lead off with is there was a guy I used to work with back at a place that rhymes with Margit. He once looked at me and said, you should try dick sometime. And I just looked at him. I'm like, the fuck? And he goes, what? I'm like, how the fuck? What? No, I'm not going to try dick. That's just not my way. He goes, how do you know if you don't like it? And I'm like, dude, listen, you try ice cream. You try potato chips. You don't fucking walk up, and go, I'm going to try dick today and then pick up a person out of a lineup. You don't do that. I'm sorry. That's just not my way. That was a really weird thing to fucking say. Needless to say, I don't think any of us talk to this guy anymore because a lot of us did for a while, but then he kept pushing more and more, saying that it's like, he thought that if he'd get some of us drunk, he was like convinced he could sleep with some of us. And we're like, no. Like, dude, no. Like that's a no. And that could be a whole nother red flag right there, is pushing your sexuality onto others. We get it if you are part of the LGBTQ community or asexual or whatever there is out there, not to step on toes for anyone. You don't push yours onto me. I'm not going to push mine onto you. I won't do that. I'm going to be respectful. Like, I don't even like public display of affection, the PDA, I think it's called. I don't even like doing that. That's just me. Like, if you're with your partner, fine. But it's like, I don't want to see you full on Frenching them while we're in the middle of like Walmart trying to buy salads.
No,
seriously. Seriously,
Brings back
like
the middle school and high school vibes right there.
yeah, right. Like I want to go to history class, not to see how many history tongues were down her throat or the history of tongues down her throat. Like, damn, dude, I'm sorry. But, like I said, like, no, I get it, but again, that can also depend on the scenario where the person that could be considered like phobic would be because either one, they were told that, hey, you should try it. Hey, you should do it. Why aren't you like this? Or that you need to respect that I do this. So you should try it at least once. Then I can see where they can go phobic on it. But if it's more of like, hey, you just see someone like out of the blue and it's like they're wearing, the pride stuff, and then you go, oh, sinner, then that's wrong on the person that's throwing out the sinner. But like I said, it's a two-way street. And again, like I'm going to keep saying, it's going to lead to multiple scenarios, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these red flags, like, it really depends on the person. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's so many things of like the person could mean it, not mean it, and it, like you said, it just depends on the scenario, on all of them. Man, I kind of forgot who we were on. Who went last?
I think that was me. That was me. Opinionated. Being opinionated.
Dang. Man, we've talked for that long.
I mean, we're already at like 30 minutes.
I kind of forget where we're at. I'm telling you, I kind of forget where we're at, man.
Yeah, well, see, like that's a good thing. That's one thing that's nice about this, like how, because I know we're still learning with our podcast. We're on episode 7. Yeah, 7 right now. And like I said, it's we're gonna have our ups and downs. We're gonna learn our things. We're gonna learn how we're doing stuff. I know before we planned them to a T, until now we really realized, hey, just bullshit your way through it. Just go with it. Have fun with it. If you're gonna be reading off the script.
Yep. What I've said in every class I've taken so far.
Yep, and this is why you failed. What? But
wow.
That's why you work with us. You're a lifer.
I graduated. It's called a gap year, man.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah. Whatever.
See, we're normally like mean to each other. There's never a chance we're ever nice to each other.
I would say we're nice.
Yeah, no, we never are. I mean, shit, I think the closest I think we ever had anything nice-wise was when I was making everyone laugh at the haunted house, except for the person at the end. She was probably crying. I'm sorry there, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
But we got to do that in like 2 weekends from now. I might have a handful of people. I'm excited.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. You're going off topic, and I'm
I
gonna rein it back
know.
in.
I'm
I'll rein
sorry.
it back in. Don't worry. I think I'll go next. Again, my list. I don't know. This could be controversial. This could be. I don't know. I guess it depends on the person and how you feel on it. I mean, I know I've talked to people on like what they think is like the decent time, but I feel like if someone, again, it's situational wise too, because I feel like if you're rushing a relationship, and I don't know how that, because I know I remember like I don't know when you guys think is the right time to meet the parents of your significant other, but there are timelines where it's like, oh, that just seems really fast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if it's you're rushing into something, to me, that tends to be a red flag, could be a red flag. You never know, it might work out, but there are times where it's like, oh, why are they rushing? Like, why are we,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
I can understand with that. I could definitely actually agree with that. But again, though, too, it does depend on the scenario. Um, like I've known people like literally they met in high school, right out of high school. Like I mean, I'm not talking like like in ninth grade or whatever grade now. I don't even know what years are considered high school anymore. But I'm talking like maybe halfway through senior year, their final year, they met each other. At the end of high school, like they're already engaged, and it's like okay, well no, yeah, okay, like 6 months and that stuff. Then within that year, these married. And they're still married to this
Oh,
day.
yeah. That's,
Like that's one thing. But if it's like if you just start dating and you're already starting to get the parents involved, yeah,
I don't know how
like,
this, but I feel like it's weird sometimes too. Like, if, like, or if you, like, if you meet the parents, like,
oh, you
within
did.
dating. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
your
it's like
mic
how
cut
this
out on
is
that. Can
gonna
you repeat that?
last. Oh man, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That's all this podcast is gonna be. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Welcome
I'm
to
just kidding.
T-Mobile.
But I feel like meeting the parents within the first like meeting the parents within the first week. You know what I mean? Just because you never know how long it's gonna last. And to me that's just like if this doesn't last, I feel like it was almost pointless meeting the parents. You know what I mean?
Hmm. That's someone that's
H, I don't
very
know how you
committed.
feel.
I would say in the first week,
Mhm.
that's insane. I didn't meet my boyfriend's family until like I would say 4 months. That's just too nerve wracking. I could never do that.
Oh yeah, I feel like it depends too on the situation. Like if it's like casual, then maybe I could see within a month or so. But if it's like a family gathering, oh heck no. Give me a couple months for that.
Yeah, that's how I don't know how these people go on these dating shows and then expect to get married within 2 weeks.
Right? Right. That's
Unrealistic, man.
isn't that like one of those are called like what was it, like 30-Day Fiance or something like that show called?
Yeah.
90
Yeah.
Day Fiance.
90-Day Fiance, okay. Say it's yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's yeah.
Well, it's even like
It's
those shows like The Bachelorette, Bachelor, where you go on the show expecting to be engaged at the end. Or it's like,
those are
oh
nuts.
man,
I'm sorry.
oh
That show I
that's
think is a total like crike.
a great show to watch every
You
now and
just
then
watch
though.
it for the drama.
It's
Yeah.
all fake.
100%. That's why 99% of the relationships that end up delete or like not get engaged or they just break up within like a week after this it airs.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that show Extreme Makeover Home Edition. I don't remember if any of you, I don't know if either of you, not to be mean, if you're old enough to know that show.
That show was my little shit when I was little.
Yeah, that just
And
called me out even more.
it's also on Netflix now, so if you want to watch that.
Okay,
And
okay.
he's like, I've been aged.
I've been agedified and now I'm getting pings on Discord. I gotta put myself do not disturb. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like people, because I've known people to have that fast one, like talking to other people where they're like, oh, they met fast, met the parents, they have a kid now, are married. They've been together for a while, but at the same time, there's times where it's like, Oh, I find that iffy.
Well,
I mean, if it works, all of them, we're proud of them, happy for them, but I don't think it would
All
ever work for
props to
me.
you.
Yep.
I knew we were going with that.
okay.
Oh man, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if it works, it works. Like I said, it's one of those again where it all just depends on the situation. You know, it's if you fall in love. I mean, I've known people that literally have fallen in love overnight. You know, and within a month they were engaged, and they're married to this day still. They've been 10+ year marriage, and it's like hell yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, it works. They've had kids. They're doing whatever they do, and shit, props. So you know, it's a nice thing. Like I said, is it fast? Yeah. Rushing? Holy shit. No, I don't think if someone walked up to me and it's like, you're gonna meet my parents, I'm like, we just met. I know. I already got our wedding and kids planned and everything. Shit, I already know you're gonna be a grandpa tomorrow. The fuck? Like holy shit, like that. That's a no. That's a no for me.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
anybody
it.
else got a red flag? Well, I mean, if we're done talking about this, I don't want to cut Z off from his rants.
Well, you should hear you young whippersnapper, but I really don't think there's really many other red flags. At least none that I would consider. Okay, I got one. Maybe you two might have. Here's a red flag. Oh, shit. How do I want to word it? Now I'm thinking of like 6 of them at once. All right, I'm just gonna fucking pick one. I don't want to pick that one though. Okay.
Epic.
All right, here's one. And this is gonna be a generation gap.
Oh gosh.
Your partner's phone. How do you feel if your partner says no, you can't go through my phone? Would you consider that a red flag? If they told you you're not allowed to go through their phone?
Gosh. H, do you want to go first on this one?
I mean,
I do.
I would say it wouldn't be a total red flag, but it would be kind of iffy or suspicious because you'd think they'd be hiding something if they don't let you like look at it, or like they get really nervous when someone else texts them and you're like, hey, do you want me to like answer your phone for you, because they're like busy. They're like, no, you can't answer it, or like read a text message. That's a red flag. But if they like, maybe they have something that is personal, like information that only they need to see, then yeah, I understand. But
Okay, that's good. D?
Oh man, this could go both ways. 'Cause I can see it. I mean, it depends on like, because if you're in that point of the relationship where a proposal's, am I cutting out? Nope. Okay, we're good. If like a proposal is around the corner, then I could maybe see your partner being like, "Oh, like don't go on my phone. Like I don't want you seeing it." But at the same time, like if you're in kind of a newer relationship and they don't allow you on their phone, to me, it kind of irks you a little bit of like, okay, if you trusted me, like, and trusted yourself, like, you shouldn't have a problem. Because, I mean, personally, with my phone, I don't care. Like, you could go on it. You could have your face on my phone. I don't care. Like, you can see anything I do. I'm not really offended by anything. I really just don't have anything to hide. Like, like some people, I just feel like when someone would tell you no, it's just like, okay, are you hiding something? Like, is there something, like, you don't want me to know? Like, is it, you know what I mean? It's just, it's such an iffy, man, you picked a tough one to, because I could see both ways.
Yeah,
I
like I
could
said,
definitely see both ways.
again, it's one of those like scenario driven bases, like type
Yeah.
of style for it. Like, don't get me wrong, like me, I don't have anything to hide on my phone. I will be honest on this. I don't like people going through my phone. I have had a bad experience in the past where my cousin was on my phone and he was talking to a girl. And next thing I know is I'm getting very explicit images from this girl. And because he convinced her that this was him when it wasn't. Like, I've never texted this number once in my life. You know, he's like, "Oh, can I use your phone again?"
Oh
I'm like, "Yeah,
gosh.
sure. Here you go." And he would type out the number. He never saved the number, and all of a sudden, I'm getting explicit photos one day, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this?" And of course, the girl I was with at the time, she saw that. And I'm like, so because of that now, and don't get me wrong, like, yep, I can get it, but like since then, you know, I don't like people touching my phone anymore. Like, I don't want to experience that. I don't think I would ever experience that again, but I just rather not, as a more of a precaution, if you kind of get my drift.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
it's
definitely can get it in that case. But just yeah, it's hard for me because like you said, like I've had friends go on my phone and text people. I don't care. Usually I'll just be like, sorry, like that was not me. I'll get mad at them for a hot minute, but at the same time, I don't care. There was a time that I definitely like put my messages on like private and stuff because on all I remember in like high school or middle school and stuff, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, this person Snapchatted you or this person texted you." I'd be like, "Okay, like I don't care," but at the same point, it's not your business to know, like,
yeah,
because you're just gonna say it to everybody else. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like I can. It's so hard because I can see both ways.
yeah. Like I said again, depends on the scenario.
Oh, for sure.
So it's you know, it's like also if you're having like a very private conversation, you know, that someone's like, "Hey, listen, you know, I don't want you saying this to someone." You know, fine, yeah, definitely. You know, because it's like that comes back to being the nosiness. You know, I've had friends where they've taken your phone, asked what your password is. You tell them I'm not going to tell you. So then they wait for you to, when you're on your phone, they snatch and start going through everything. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? So
Like
it's
you
like,
needed to know that much about me.
yeah, it's a two-way street on it. It's like, you know, like, do I care if someone has my phone? Eh, not really. But more at the same time, though, too, it's like I don't want anyone touching my phone because I have that sense of fear in the back of my mind that, okay, they could text someone something I don't want to be said or something I could be shared. Like, for like, perfect example, another example could be, I want to say you have a crush on someone, but that person has no fucking way. But your friend knows you have a crush on them, but say, uh, okay, person A has a crush on person B. Friend of A, friend of A, knows that person A has a crush on B. A won't say anything to B because, you know, they're worried that their friendship could be ruined. Well, A's friend takes the phone and goes, A has a crush on you, and he won't admit it, or he or she won't admit it, you know, LOL, but don't tell him I told you. And now all of a sudden there goes the friendship. You know, it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's like
Yeah.
some people don't take
Again,
that.
reminds me of middle school and high school, man. It's just like one of those things when that would happen. You're like, seriously, and this is why I trust you with my phone, and then you go do this, and then I'm like, I'm just never gonna give you my phone again.
Like the two times I've gotten a hold of your phone.
Oh gosh, I still have pictures of like selfies of people at work because people have taken my phone. Which I mean, I don't care. I still have
Jeez.
them on my phone. I'll be like, oh, that time.
So you still have the one of me and the other team leader?
Yeah, and the team leader and the manager.
Yep, yep. Oh, that was a great
But
day.
yeah,
You'll have to explain it to H
yeah,
sometime.
yeah. Maybe for you, not so much for me.
It was great. I can't believe I got away with that twice.
Oh gosh.
I'm an
But yeah,
asshole.
definitely with the whole phone thing. Like I said, I mean, I don't have anything. I don't care. But I can definitely see in instances like that, and like even through middle school and high school, when friends would like do stupid stuff and text people like shit that they didn't need to know, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not giving you my phone ever again. And
Hmm.
they'd always be like, oh, why? And I'm like, why do you think?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I can see that one.
partial red flag.
Okay. All right. All right.
H, do you have any more? I know you had a list. Z's running out. That or he has like 6 of them in his head. I can't figure out which one to talk about.
I think I'm kind of
I've
ran out.
I've exhausted my list.
Well,
Oh,
what
I
then? It
think I
sounds
had
like we
one
should.
more. Hold on, I had one more, and it was a good one too. Give me like a minute here. What was it on? It was something to do with relationships too.
I was just doing the same
Yeah.
thing. I was totally not
Ugh.
looking up an audio sound to play that up real quick. It's our first audio in here. Thank you,
The
H.
first audio that we ever have. Way to go.
All right.
I can't remember. I'm trying to think now. Now you guys made me lose my concentration here.
Here's a
You can do
red
it, come
flag.
on.
Here's a red flag. People that forget shit. D, will you want to take this one?
That is such a mean thing to say. I won't even start. You couldn't even remember your words the last podcast.
Shut up. It ain't about me. It's about you.
Hey, we never said it was about me. Man, we might have to go on. I had one too, and I was like, ooh, it's such a good one. And now I can't think of it. Oh, it's going to bother me because after this, we end this podcast, I'll be like, that's what it is. That was a good one. Why did I not say that sooner? Man, I don't know. Oh, gosh. We went over controlling. Did we go over clingy?
I think we kind of
Well, we
did
kind of
in the
covered
beginning.
it. Yeah, I guess we kind of covered it.
I think we kind of did at the
Darn.
beginning. Like, I understand if they want to do stuff with you. Okay, we'll go back more in depth on it, I guess. Like, I can understand if they want to hang with you, if they want to be around you. I can get that. But if it's like, as soon as you're waking up, like if you wake up to like 50 text messages and like 10 missed calls, going like, you've been asleep for 45 minutes and I miss you. It's like, where are you? It's like, what the fuck? No, it's like, it's, if it's, again, situation, if you and that partner or friend do get along with each other and able to do stuff like that, go for it. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's I would consider it a red flag if they're like super clingy, where it's like, they don't give you your space, they don't want to let you like do anything without them. I think that kind of we led into the controlling. I think that might have been off of the controlling. I don't know.
I finally remembered it.
Wow, good job.
I know. Told you I would eventually. You just gotta give me a minute. I'm getting older, okay? I'm not that old, but I'm getting older.
Everyone heard it here
losing my memory.
first. She's older than me.
Oh, what? I did not say that. That's not what
She's
I said. Do
old.
not
She's
take
getting
my
older.
words.
She's getting older. I'm gonna clip this and post it
Oh
everywhere.
my God.
Social media, Insta webs.
But the other one I was gonna bring up is like if they don't, or I mean, again, could be situational, could be what you guys think, but if they're not, like, they don't grow up. I don't know how to put that in a way of, like, say
Mature?
you're out of mature, yes, like there's immature, like they just can never figure it out, like, especially like people who, like, I feel like once you graduate, especially at like a college level, there's a certain time that, like, you should start settling down, like getting a job. But like if you're going out and partying every weekend again with like your old college buddies, or going back to your college town and partying with people again, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, are you ever gonna grow up? I mean, that's just maybe my opinion. Totally don't mean to offend anybody, but to me, it's just like, are you just ever gonna grow up, or is this gonna be like a daily thing now?
No, I'm gonna throw. Damn. See, like, I still feel like I'm a kid to a point. Like, I like my video games. I know I could be immature. Oh, I damn well know
Oh,
it.
we
D,
know
you
that.
know it. Yeah, you damn well know it too. But at the same time, like, I know when I can be an adult. I can be
Yeah.
sincere, serious. That's just one of those situations. Like me, I know, like, I'm over 25. I'm well over 25. And I still like my video games. I will admit, the other day I went grocery shopping, and I ended up walking down the toy aisle going like, man, I remember getting this shit as a kid. I almost bought a Nerf gun.
Those things are
You
fun
did
though.
not.
I almost see. I like how H was okay with it, but D's like, you did not. See, D, you're the party pooper. H, you seem like you're fun.
I mean, I don't blame you, but at the same point, like, seriously,
yes. I had
it's
thought
not the
about
worst
buying a
thing you
Nerf
could have
gun.
said.
What, you think I was
It is
gonna
not
buy
the
a
worst thing.
Barbie or a little Pokemon?
Hey, you never know.
Hey, if it's Legos, you leave me the
Pokemon's-
fuck alone.
Oh gosh. Actually, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing some of these people build these like huge Lego sets, it's like, dang. If I had the time, maybe, and the money.
They have a whole TV show for people building up weird designs of Legos.
Oh yes, I do know that.
But no,
Oh,
I can definitely vouch. Like I said, like I know I can be immature, but at the same time, I know when to read the room and go
I,
to any situation it goes to.
yeah. I think it's like the people who don't understand that concept really get on
Uh,
my nerves sometimes. It's like, do you not understand what's going on right now?
yeah. Any
H, I don't know
fault?
how you feel on
Let's
that.
say,
I'd agree. Or like people that are like just so stuck in the past.
Oh, for
Would be
sure.
a red flag too. Can't move
yeah.
on to the future. I don't,
That's
Yeah.
what we should do. We should make a flag, a red flag, and put every red flag we brought up in this podcast.
Well, I mean, if you want, I mean,
Warning, red flag.
just start walking up to people, just pull out a binder of red flags and just look at them and
Yeah.
go, just start shuffling through it. And then just like, you have to make eye contact. And they said, like, no, no, hold on. You just start shuffling. All you hear is flip, 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 flip. And also you just like pull out one of that stuff and you just like lick the back like it's an envelope and just go right in the forehead and go, here you go. That's your red flag. And then you just close the binder, the most
Mm.
dramatic thud you ever hear, and walk off. You know, head held high, binder tucked under your armpit, and they pull it off, and it just says like "little
Oh
bitch."
gosh. All I can think of now is it'd be so funny if people just walked, if a person walked around with like a football challenge flag and saw something been like red flag and just threw
Flag
it
on
at
the
the
play.
person's feet.
Flag on the play. Offense.
That'd be great.
10-yard
10-yard
penalty. Back
Or
down.
being too controlling.
Yeah, it's like flag on the play. Then you look at the person, you just go. It's like you just get like number one or whatever the hell you know, however you want to call them. We'll just say number one. Being a little bitch, crybaby, 10-yard penalty. Back up. Just
Go to the
like pick it up,
bedroom. You're
pick
on
it up, walk
timeout.
away.
Oh, that'd be great.
that'd be
Flag.
hilarious.
Okay.
That's now a date scenario I would love to experience. I'm going to take a red flag thing. I'm going to go on a date. I'm going to find someone or whatever it is, and I'm going to walk up and like say something's going on or whatever the fuck it is, or even if someone else is having a date. So, D, if you ever go on a date, or anyone else that's listening, if
Oh,
you any of you
God.
guys ever go on a date, let me know. I'm going to be at a distance. If you have any red flags, you just text me, go like, they're being really clingy. And then I'm going to walk over. I'm going to blow a whistle. I'm going to throw a red flag down at him and just go, it's like just go offense, whatever their name is, being too clingy, 15-yard penalty, back up. Just pick up the
Please
fucking
leave the
rock.
restaurant. Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see that play out in real life.
So let me know if you ever go on a date.
Here.
Just say I'm gonna be at this place. Then absolutely. See, I am
At
immature.
this time, wear a disguise.
You're just gonna see someone dressed in a fucking trench coat in the middle of summer.
God.
Like,
Of
sir, are you
course.
okay? It's hot in here. Yeah, you're wearing a big ass trench coat. I know, but I need to. Open up, you see like 50 different red flags sitting in there.
Oh gosh.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, I'm
Any
glad I
more elaboration on
remembered
that
it.
one?
Not really. I mean, unless you two have anything else to say on that or red flags. I mean, we
I
can
do
start
not.
wrapping it up.
Yeah, we are at an
I'm
hour
kind of
and
I'm
3
kind of
minutes.
excited. I'm kind of excited for our next one.
All right, well, I think we should wrap it then. Let's wrap it and go on to our next one. So I
And
can
I get to do the honors. Yes.
yeah. Now, who ends it again? Is the
Okay.
person that started ends it, or is it you, the other person?
I don't know. I'll just end it.
Go for it.
So before we come to our ending, our next episode is kind of on drinking stories. So the question for you all is, what is the best drinking story that you have? Or I mean, it might not even be yours. Trust me. I know we have those friends and we can come up with some great ones. So again, if you are still here, then apparently you are strong enough to deal with your feelings. Thank you everybody for listening in again. And we're a work in progress here in this podcast, learning every day, and just so glad you're listening in and decided to maybe stick with us and hear some of our more episodes. Bye.
Bye bye.
Adios.